Do you know how I describe Steve Lukather? He's just one of those guys like, well, when the Joker looked at Batman and said, how do you get all those toys on your belt? Remember Jack Nicholson? Whenever Steve Lukather comes up with another riff, another guitar part, and I go, where does he get these? Well, Fee Waybill talks about Steve Lukather, also She's a Beauty, their biggest hit on Spotify, and Talk to You Later, and all the things that were involved in making those two hit songs on Rock History Music. Remember, the entire interview is also on our sister channel, Rock History Book. Click in the description and you'll see it all. Here's Fee Waybill. How did Luke end up on Talk to You Later? How did that happen? He co-wrote it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or did he?
Yes, he did. Well, what happened was we were doing a completion backward principle with Foster, and we had this great ballad, which was what the record company was looking for. And then he said, well, we need like a rock song. We need a real up-tempo, hard-driving rock song. And we didn't really have one. You know, we had a lot of these weird songs, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman and Amnesia and Mr. Hate and Sushi Girl. And so he said, well, you know, this session guy that I work with a lot is like the #1 session guy in LA, and he's a great guitar player, and he's really quick, and I didn't know him at the time, and I said, what's his name? He said, Steve Lukather, and I went, okay, and I said, he's the guy in Toto, right? And he goes, yeah, and so we were booked. We were down here in LA making that record, and we were working at a studio out in the valley. I can't remember the name of the studio. But I remember we're working from like 4 to midnight, and we're in the process. We've got a lot of songs done, and we're doing overdubs and combining. This was back, you know, when you only had 24 tracks, you got to spend a lot of time combining tracks in order to free up tracks to get more room. And he goes, let's meet at 10 o'clock. You and I, and this guy, this Steve, and we'll meet out there and we'll see if we can't come up with a song. And I went, okay, great. And so we did. And he told Steve, you know, we're looking for a rock song, and, you know, and Lukather is, you know, another guy that's incredibly brilliant on the guitar and really fast. And he's, I mean, instantly, within the first 5 minutes, he's got that, and Foster goes, okay, that's it. Let's build on that. And I, you know, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, this is great. This sounds great. And David is, you know, writing a chart, and he goes, well, start working on lyrics, you know, and I at that point, you know, lyrics take me a while. I mean, I've got to listen to the music again and again and again and again, and I got to figure out, is it happy? Is it sad? Is it about a love life? Is it about, you know, is it about a girl? Is it about, you know, a situation? Is it some kind of sarcastic social commentary? What is it? But no, I don't have that time. And it's funny that the engineer that we were working with, that at the time that David always worked with, was a Chilean guy named Umberto Gatica. And Umberto, he was great.
He worked with David a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of records, and we had never worked with anybody so great as Foster and Umberto, and so we would always ask Umberto. We would always be bugging him about something, and go, you know, what does this do? Oh, what does that do? What's that box there? What happens if you turn this knob? And, you know, can you put more delay on it? Can you put more? Can you do well, anyway? And so he got so sick of us asking questions constantly. He would say, instead of saying, you know, blow off, instead of saying, don't ask me, go away, he would say, talk to you later. Talk to you later. And that meant, leave me alone. Don't ask me questions. Talk to you later. And I'm sitting there going, and Luke's going, dun, 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 and he's playing the chorus. And we get to the chorus and it's dun, 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 and I'm going, talk to you later. That's it. That's what it is. It's talk to you later.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I know. And it all came from Umberto. And so I wrote the lyrics. Luke recorded he put on, we did a synth drum track, right? And he put on the rhythm track and the bass track and the lead, and Foster put on the keyboards, and I did all the vocals and the background vocals, and then like about I think maybe 3 hours later, like 1 o'clock or something, we called up Prairie, the drummer, and we said, come in and we want you to put down live drums on this track that we have synth drums on. And so he came in and he put the drum track on. And by 4 o'clock, when the band shows up for the regular session, the song's done. We're done. And we play it for the band and they kind of go, wow, like, once again, well, what am I going to play? Well, we don't need you. We've got it all done. And so that didn't go down all that well with them. But you can't deny that, oh, this song is just, it's great. And so that's how kind of it came about. And then, like I said, it's number 1 in 17 countries. It's number 1 on the rock chart. It becomes our closing song, and it's just off the charts. It does so well, and so when we get to go do the next album, Outside Inside, David does the same thing. He goes, "Let's meet with Lukather again, and write another song." And so we write "She's a Beauty," the same thing. Same way. It's 2 hours, we're done. And
how did it start? How did that song start for you guys? Like, what was the word, the phrase? That was it a riff? What was it?
Well, I had written some lyrics, which I usually don't do. I wrote some lyrics before the session, and in San Francisco, we were playing this club in an area, in a kind of the red light district of San Francisco. It was called Great American Music Hall, and their red light is called the Tenderloin, and that's where the hookers are, right? And so I'm walking around during the day at sound check or something, and I'm walking down, I can't remember what street it was in San Francisco, Ellis or Taylor, maybe Jones Street. And I see a massage parlor, right? And in front of the massage parlor is a booth, kind of like a phone booth, right? Like an old time phone booth. But it's solid. It's no windows, right? It's all solid. And there's a sign above that, and it says, "Pay $1, talk to a naked girl." And when I thought, well, okay, I'm a single guy. I thought, this is funny. I'm going to try it. So I put $1 in, and the front window, the front wall comes down, and there's like a girl in there with a live girl with negligee. And she starts, and she's gorgeous. She's just gorgeous. And she starts kind of teasing, like, "Hey, baby," and doing her thing. And she starts, disrobing and talking about, "Why don't you come on inside? Well, we can really help you." And she's a shill for the massage parlor. And, "Come on in and we'll take care of you. And we'll, and I'm going, "Why are you doing this? You're gorgeous. You should be a model or something. My God, I can't believe this." And then before she actually gets anything before she actually gets naked in any way, the wall goes back up. And it's pay another $1, talk to a naked girl. And so I did it twice. I put $1 in again, and it comes back down, and she goes, "Oh, hey, baby." And she starts undressing. And I was going, "Why?" I said, I'm like a rube, I'm the shill. I'm a total rube. And I'm going, I'm in a band, and you could be a dancer in our band. Can you dance? You're really pretty, And at the time we had like five dancers, and this girl was just beautiful. And she just ignores me completely, and she just sticks with the whole, "Oh, baby, come on," and her rap and blah, blah, blah. And okay. And then it goes back up, and then I kind of went, okay, well. So I had written this lyric already, but I didn't have a chorus. And so I had lyrics. And so another thing that Foster used to say in the studio was, instead of you do a good take, right? And he wouldn't say, "Oh, that's great." He would say, "Beauty, eh? Beauty, eh?" And that was like a, hoser. He was a hoser. And you know what hosers are. And beauty, eh? And so I thought, oh, okay, beauty, she's a beauty. And I got "she's a beauty" out of that. And I remember him, and part of the lyric was, "You can talk to a naked girl." He goes, "Well, you can't say naked." No, you can't say naked. No, you can't say naked on the radio. This is going to be a radio song. Okay, I have to change it and talk to a pretty girl. And so that's the way the song came about. And so I had these lyrics, and once again, Lukather was just brilliant, and we got the song done in 10 minutes, And then same thing again. They went, "Oh yeah, oh, you did it again, huh? Yeah, well, where was I? Yeah, and then what happened was, Pride Goeth Before the Fall, and the fall was on the third album after it. So "She's a Beauty" is a big hit. It goes to number 2, and I thought, oh, we never had a number 1 song on Billboard, and I even had the shirt number 1 with a bullet. I had the T-shirt, and I never got to wear it because it never went to number 1. It went to number 2 and it would stay there for 2 or 3 weeks, but it never went on. But
it's 22 million, by the way. Let me interrupt you just for a second. It's 22 million on Spotify.
Oh, yeah. Boy.
Sorry, what you were saying?
And so when we got to the third record, David says, "Well, I want to talk to you guys," And so we sit down with David in the band, and he goes, "Look, we had a big song with Talk to You Later, and we had a big song, even bigger, with She's a Beauty. What I want to do is I want to write 4 songs with Fee and Luke and me, and have because we didn't have a follow-up single for either one, right? We didn't have a follow-up for She's a Beauty. We wanted to release Monkey Time with Martha Davis and the duet, and her manager wouldn't let us do it. Val Garay, he wouldn't let us do it. He said, "Oh, the Motels have a record coming out, and this is going to kill the record." And no, this would only enhance. If this is a hit, that's only going to help the Motels down the. No, he wouldn't buy it. He wouldn't buy it. And so we tried to re-record it with someone else. And by the time we got it out, it was like 6 months later, and the momentum was gone. And so there was no follow-up single. And so David says, "I want to do these 4 songs so we'll have a follow-up and then 3 choices of a follow-up for the first single. And you guys can do whatever you want on the other side. You can produce it, you can write it, you can record, you can do whatever you want to do and have production credit or have whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Just like give me these 4 songs to solidify the whole release." And the band went, no, we're not doing it. we're not. And I'm going, guys, come on, you can't, the record company, Capitol's going, you can't fire, no, don't fire David Foster. The management company is going, no, don't do it. The agency, no, don't do it. Everyone said, no, don't do it. And they did it. They went ahead and did it. So that's why, we had done a record with Todd, Remote Control, the record before we moved to Capitol, the last record on A&M. And he was available. And so they went back to him and, we did this Love Bomb album. And a lot of people love Love Bomb, but it was not a great record. And so that's what happened.
Remember, if you want to see the entire interview, it's on our sister channel, Rock History Book. There'll be links to the podcast and the entire interview, as well as all things tubes. Remember, support our channel by liking our video. Also, share them on groups you may be a member of. If they fit in those groups, please share them on that or your timeline. It helps our channel. Subscribe to our channel, and of course, always comment on them. We'd appreciate that. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music. More from Fee Waybill in the next 2-3 days.